Hi friends, welcome to my channel Code Quest Adventure. Hope you all are doing good. So in this video, I will be discussing about the filling of the DS-160 form. You might be wondering what is DS-160. So DS-160 is basically your gateway to US visa and you need to fill it correctly for the smooth processing of your visa. So let's get started. I will be sharing this link in the description. You can access it from there, or you can just directly type DS-160 form in any of the search engine, and the first link will redirect you to the DS-160 form. So yeah, first we need to select location. So there are a number of location based on your location. You can just select it. In my case, it's India, New Delhi. So I'm just selecting post that I need to enter the caption. Yeah, so once this is done, I need to start an application. This particular one, retrieve an application, we can access, like if suppose we left our form in between and we need to and then just agree to this Abuse Act notices. There is an application ID which gets generated and we need to make a note of it. Like either we can just create a PDF or just note it down in some notepad. Yeah. Or like suppose you left your form in between. So in that case, as I mentioned, like there was an option retrieve an application in the first page. So you can use this application ID and retrieve your form and like fill out the details which you haven't filled it yet. Yeah. So then select the security question. Make sure you remember the answer because each time you retrieve your form, you will be asked this particular question. Else you need to like fill the form from scratch, which is quite tedious. So yeah. The full name in native alphabet, this is not needed as of now. This particular technology is not available in my country. So yeah, I'm just putting it as does not apply or technology not available. The next question, have you ever used any other name, maiden, religion, professional alias, etc.? So for me, it's no. So I'm just selecting it no. Then do you have a tele code that represent your name? So this also currently I don't have it. So yeah, I'm selecting that. Then your sex, then your marital status, everything you need to like put it down correctly. Your date of birth, basically. Make sure that everything when you are providing your date of birth, it should match with the one which has been in your passport, your date of birth and your city of birth and state of birth, everything you have to give. And if you don't have, like in India, basically we have the state. So I'm selecting state, else like it's not needed. And make sure that you save your form at each step. So yeah, first section, if you see personal one I have filled. Now I will be going to personal one, personal two, then travel companions, then previous US travel, then address and phone, then passport, then US contact, then family, then work, education or training, then security background. So yeah, next. So each time we save it, it just refreshes and we have to go to the form again, like put like by clicking on continue and then move forward. So yeah, here personal too, you have to select your nationality. If you have hold or like have been held any nationality before, so that you can mention. In my case it's no, so I'm just selecting it no. Are you a permanent resident of a country other than your country or region or for region indicated above? No for me. National identification number is the 12-digit Aadhaar card number which we have that we can provide. US Social Security number. So US, this is basically SSN number which a US employee or US citizens or US somebody who is on US work visa they hold. So if you have it, if you have previously visited and you have it, you can fill it out over here. Else just select does not apply. Same with US taxpayer ID, I don't have currently, so I'm just selecting it as does not apply and moving on further. Now, travel section. So this the purpose of our trip, like what for we are going, whether we are going for an education or for some tourism or like some intra-company transfer. So in my case, it was intra-company transfer. So I'm selecting it that. Based on your case, you can select it and like provide the details. The application receipt or petition number, this will be like provided by your employer because ultimately they are just filling our this petition. So there will be a petition number which will be like three alphabet and rest 10 are like the numeric value. Have you made specific travel plans? So if you have made like on plan like in this particular date I will be traveling to US, you can just select yes and then provide your date of arrival in US. If not, like in my case it was no, so I'm just selecting it as no. Just for your info, I filled my DS 160 in the month of March last year, which is 2023, March 2023. I filled it in the March 2023, and I just gave the estimate of around some May mid. So yeah, that's about me. You can fill it like as per your case. Your intended length of travel, like how long you are planning to stay over there, that you need to fill. Post that we have to select the stay where we are planning to stay in US. And like if you don't have like any like if you don't know like where you will be residing permanently or like for long term, you can just give some rough estimate like if any particular society or any address you have selected so that you can give. Zip code, if known, that you can provide, else you can leave it as it is. Or like who has filed your petition, like who is paying for your trip. So in my case, it was a self driven trip. So yeah, I'm just selecting it as self. Moving on to the next section, travel companions. So if there is anyone who is traveling with me, I can select yes or no. So in my case, it was no. So I'm just selecting it no. You can select yes if it is like you traveled with someone or any group of people. Have you like in the US travel information, like previously, if I have traveled to US, so most or like almost all the questions answer is no for me. Like moving on to the next section, address and phone number. So here you need to provide your home address, like a place where you are currently residing. You can provide the mailing address, basically, the address where you want your passport with the stamped visa to get dispatched. So if it is same as the home address, you can select a yes. If not, you can select no and provide the address where you want your passport to be delivered post the stamping. Primary phone number, your mobile number. Then if you have any secondary phone number, you can provide it as select does not apply or work phone number. If it is there, you can provide it and else select does not apply. Have you used any other phone number in the last 5 years? So in my case, it's no. So some people do have like two phone number, they can give the details and then email address we need to provide as once we fill this form, like there will be like a confirmation mail which will be generated and it will be sent out to our mailing address, to our email address basically. Have you ever used any other email address in the last 5 years? So it's no for me. If you have, you can just provide it over. Do you have a social media presence? So social media presence like your Facebook account or LinkedIn account or Twitter or Instagram account, so that you can select and just provide the uh, link to it. Yeah, if like you don't have an account, you can just simply select none. Yeah, Do you wish to provide information about your presence on any other website or application you have used within the last 5 years to create or share content? So for me, I don't have any website as such. If you have, you can select yes and then provide the like URL to it. Then moving on to the next section, which is basically your passport. So passport, I like the type of passport, whether you have a regular or official or diplomatic or laissez passer or other. So I hold a regular passport, so I'm just selecting it regular passport. Then we need to provide the passport number, then passport book number. So this we can select as does not apply in India. So we can just select does not apply. Then the country of issue of my passport is India. That city we need to provide where or like sometime a passport gets renewed. So in which city you got it renewed, that you need to provide over here. Date of issuance, like since when you got your passport and how long it's valid, its expiration date that you need to provide over here in this section. If there is like no expiration for your passport, you can simply select no expiration. Basically, in India, we have like passports gets expired after 10 years. So yeah, I'm just giving the details over here as per my passport. Have you ever lost a passport or had it stolen? So for me, it's no. So I'm just selecting it no. In your case, if this case has happened, you can select yes and then provide the necessary details like the passport number. Then just give an explanation as per the case. Then moving on to the next section, this US contact person. So if you have any relatives or friends or family member residing in USA, you can just provide their details over here if you have known anyone. So, organization name. So if in my case, my organization is filing my petition and taking care of my visa, so I could I can give the organization details as well. Relationship to you, so yeah, US contact. So US contact, like if suppose you have any family members or like any relative or any long distance friend, so that contact you can mention over here. If not, then you can just directly give your organization name. Then relationship with that contact person, you can just mention, and then address and phone number of point of contact. Just make sure you have this address basically. Email ID you can provide or just select no if you don't have it. Moving on to the next section, family. US point of contact information. We are done. Now moving on to the next section, family. So here we need to provide father's details, then mother's details along with date of birth. Yeah. If you do not know, then you can simply select do not know, or you can just provide your father's date of birth. Then if your father is in US, you can provide that detail as well, either yes or no. Then mother's details. Then a date of birth. Do you have any immediate relatives, not including parents, in the United States? So if you have any, you can select yes. In my case, it's no, so I'm just selecting it as no. Do you have any other relatives in the United States? So yeah, for me, it's no. Now moving on to the next section, which is basically spouse details over here. We have to provide the correct details as per his or her passport. So if you know the address, like home address or mailing address or US contact address, you can select it and fill out the details. If not, you can just directly select do not know and like move on to the next section, which is basically your work, education, training information. So in my case, I'm basically a computer science engineer. Like yeah, so I selected computer science engineer and then I filled out the details about my previous organization and everything. Yeah, present employer. Monthly income in terms of local currency, and then about my duties, like how, what all I worked upon that I provided. Mm. Yeah, here like I had to provide my employer like before working in my present firm. I do have worked for previous firms as well, like two, three firms. So yeah, I selected yes, and I just filled out each and every company's details over here. You can do the same if it is there in your case. Else, you can just directly select no and then move further. Have you attended any educational institution as a secondary level? For me, it's yes that then like I had to provide the name of my education institutes, the postal details basically, and the course of study, and from when to when I attended my college. Yes, so all these details we have to like fill it out. Now moving on to the next section, which is basically additional work, education, or training information. Do you belong to a clan or tribe? For me, no. The languages which I speak, like whatever language I know, like Hindi, English, everything I just have to provide over here. Yeah. So have you ever traveled to any countries or region within the last 5 years? So in my case, I did travel to Singapore. Yeah. So we'll be just selecting from the drop down. If I have to, I haven't traveled any other country in the past 5 years, so I just left it as it is. Else, if in your case you have, then you just select add another and fill the details. Have you belonged to or contributed to or work for any professional, social, or charitable organization? In my case, I haven't done any such work, so I selected yes. If it is there for your case, you can select yes and then just give the charitable organization's details. Do you have any specialized skilled or training such as firearm, alarm? So in my case, it's no. So I'm just selecting it as no. If it is there, you can just select yes and then fill out that. Have you ever served in a military? No for me. Have you ever served in or been a member of or been involved with a paramilitary unit, vigilant unit, rebel group, guerrilla group, or insurgent organization? No. Then moving on to the next section, security and background. So here, do you have a communicable disease or public health? Communicable disease or public health like can cord. So for me, it's no. So I'm just selecting it as no. Do you have mental or physical disorder? No. Have you ever been a drug abuser or addict? So most of the answer to these question is no. So just read it out and just select yes or no based on your case. For me, it is entirely no for most of the cases. Have you ever been involved or do you seek to engage in money laundering or anything? No. Have you ever committed or conspired to commit a human traffic? Have you ever knowingly added it? So no for me. Yes. It's a lengthy form. Just make sure like you fill it correctly because like once we submit it we are not allowed to see the form as well, like we won't be knowing like what we have actually filled over there. So make sure you can take a snapshot as well, or you at the end you can generate a PDF while reviewing it. No. So let's know for all of them. Moving on to the, I think I left one of the question. Yeah. Have you ever sought to obtain assist? Have you ever removed or deported? No. Mm. Federal custody, voted in the US. Mm. Yeah, here we need to provide the temporary work visa information. So yeah, passport petition number, it has already fetched from the details which we have provided in the previous section of the form. Name of the person or company who filed your petition. So you can just mention about it. The name of the employer. It could be the same like the employer and companies mostly. So yeah, you can fill it out as it is. Then your uh, company's address in US that you need to provide over here. Make sure you have these details in handy so that you can fill it correctly. Yeah, so we are done with the filling of the form. You can just take a PDF. You can generate a PDF just for your reference later on. Yeah, you can see that there isn't like the security section and everything. And we don't have to bring this form to the like for your US visa interview. I will be sharing another video as well for those details as well. Yeah, so once done the review part, you can click on next, sign and submit. Just tie like, did you anyone assist you in filling on this application? For me, it's like I filled it by myself, so I just selected no. In your case, you can do as per your case, then just provide your passport number and fill this caption and then sign and submit it. So yeah, that's about it. Once you sign and submit it and go to the confirmation section, it's like no, as I filled my form entirely by myself and I just selected no. So then we have to e-sign it, just provide the passport and then fill out this caption and then sign and submit it. So yeah, once you sign and submit it, you will be redirected to the confirmation one page. So this you can mail yourself as well, and or like just create a PDF and save it in your system because you will be needing to carry this for your visa interview process. So yeah, that's all about filling of the DS 160 form. Hope you all like it. liked it. And if you have any questions or query, you can drop a comment. I will be getting back to you as soon as possible.